Okay, modelers, so today we're going to be doing a quick inbox review of our Wessex UH5. This one here has the Falklands War version in it from Italeri. It's a 148 scale, 100% new moulds. This one's been out for a little while now. I think about 2 years or so it's been out now, this one. It doesn't come with the figures that they show on the box here, but I love the box art on this thing. That's gorgeous picture there. On this side here, here's our different versions, the 4 different versions we can build in here. I have seen all of these built up. They all look really nice. So probably the rarest one I've seen is the guy down here with the tan and green colour. I've seen the other 3 built quite a bit, but when I build this, I'm really not sure what version I'm going to go with. It's something I'll have to decide when I get to actually building this kit up. But yeah, really nice box art and everything there, guys. I've been waiting for this kit. I was waiting for this kit for a long time. I love the Wessex chopper. It's just such an ugly looking beast, beautiful. So the first thing we've got in here is our instructions. Okay, we've got a bit of information there on the chopper itself on the front page. Then all our sprues with all the part call-outs on them. And then we start our build. Obviously we start in the cockpit here, guys. There's photo etched seat belts for this thing, which is a really nice touch. I love it when they're able to add things like that. Now it looks like the cockpit itself is not overly detailed, but it'll suffice. I mean, you won't see a lot of this cockpit. It's behind those windows at the top there. You're not going to see a great deal of it anyway. But it's nice they add a bit of detail in there to make it look fairly realistic. And in the back here we've got our seats, our flooring. It's nice they've got that in there as well, because you can have the back door open with the 2 windows and stuff like that, so you will be able to see a little bit inside. Maybe not a lot, because it'll be dark in there unless you want to put a light in there or something like that, which I have seen someone do. They put the red light in there, you know, your jump light and things like that. They put that in the back so you can actually see in there, which is a nice touch, but I'm not sure it's something I will do. You see over here you've got our rotor assembly, base of the rotor assembly going on here, so it looks like it's going to be a free spinning one, which is good. And next up here we've got our fuselage halves going together there around the cockpit. Again, it is one of those ones where make sure you put your windows in before you put it together. They go in from the inside obviously, and mask them up so that they don't get damaged when you're doing it. And over here we've got the bottom going on of our fuselage once together, and then we've got some decals over here that you can put on your instrument panel to liven that up, or you can just use the instrument panel. I take it that it'll have raised gauges on the actual part itself. Hopefully it will, so you won't have to use the decals. You can actually paint it yourself. It's nice when they have that option in there for you. The grill going in for our nose here, got a nice bit of mesh going on in there as well. Instructions are nicely printed. They're nice and clear. They're a little bit tiny. I mean, I need glasses because, well, I'm getting a bit old and blind anyway, so, but really nicely printed in there. All our little exterior details going on there, handles, looks like a little wiper blades for our windscreens, and then we've got our wheel supports going on. It looks a bit flimsy. I mean, even on the real aircraft, you look at the size of the aircraft compared to, like the wheel assembly that goes underneath, it looks too flimsy. So it'd be interesting with this kit, trying to hold the weight of that whole fuselage there with the interior in it. You'd probably have to glue it and have it sitting upside down to make sure that glue's dry before you flip her over on the wheels, because it is going to be quite heavy. A few more little exterior details going on there. Different windows. You can have your open and closed version obviously. And then over on this page we're going into our rotor assembly, which it looks like it's not a lot of parts. It looks like the parts are engraved or have the detail actually built into the parts rather than putting it together in a million different pieces. And then the rotor going onto the aircraft, and then we have the first page of our decals, which is your common decals on the first page there. We go on all the aircraft, and then we start on our different colour schemes here. It's obviously the green colour there, tan and green. Yeah, so it's all nicely detailed, all nicely laid out, a nice set of instructions. I've got our decals here in the bag. Now I've got them in a Ziploc bag. I do this with most kits I buy. If I open it up, I always put the decals into a Ziploc bag just to keep them in nice condition, because it may sit on my shelf for years and years and years before I build it, and that's one of the things that happens. So the decals can actually go off. So I always put them in a bag, but they don't look too bad. They don't look too thick. Yeah, I can't see them looking too raised off the backing there, but it's something like when I go to build it, I'll soon find out how good or bad they are. Okay, now parts here, then we've got the first little bag here. It's got our blades, some wheel assemblies, the tyres, things like that, and a few little exterior parts. They all look nicely detailed. Some nice little engraving going on there. Got our seats there for the inside. But that all looks fairly straightforward. I can't see any real big flashing. I can see a couple of little tiny bits of flash, but it's not too bad. We've got this one here. Okay, got our nose housing here. Okay, let's get in two parts. Nose there, that's the underbelly with some nice detail actually built onto the part, which is really gorgeous. Their bench seats for in the back here. But yeah, everything looks really nicely detailed. There is a little bit of flashing I see around these nose parts. I can see the big seam lines on these smaller parts here as well, which will have to be cleaned up. But you know, it's Italeri stuff. That's just what they do. It's not overly bad. It's not like the really old ugly kits we used to get, but it's not that hard to clean up. But that all looks really nicely detailed there. And we've got the main part area, two parts of our fuselage there. Now, just looking at that, to me the riveting detail looks a bit overdone. They look a bit big. Would have liked a bit more finer riveting detailed on there, but I mean, I have seen them built and they do look nice, so maybe once it's painted up and that'll be fine, you won't notice it as much. But just looking at the raw plastic there, it does look a bit overdone, the riveting, but the panel lines look okay. They're not deep, they're not overly wide either. I mean, they'll suffice for what we're going to do with this chopper, so yeah, it doesn't look too bad. We're going to see our instrument panels and that here. Some beautiful detail moulded into that, really nice detail actually, with all the gauges, buttons and switches and things like that. All the flooring's got detail built into it, and back and front, which is nice. On the inside here, we have got some ribbing and that going on the inside of the fuselage, but there is some big ugly injector pin marks here too that'll have to be taken out. If you're going to have your door slit open and a bit of light in there, you're definitely going to see those ugly big injector pin marks. But that's a lot of aircraft, you've got to do that, you've got to clean those things up. But looking at the detail on everything else here, yeah, it all looks quite nice. It's all nice and crisp. And just looking at our main instrument panel up here is actually blank. The gauges aren't on it, so you're going to have to put the decals on there. But I just noticed also on the photo etch sprue, it's got the dash on there on photo etch, so obviously you put your decals on there, put that etch over the top, and it'll give it a 3D look, which is really nice. And there's all our seat belts are nicely moulded too, grills and things like that. So nice little thing there. We've got now the clear parts. We've got two packets of this for different versions, maybe, or maybe they throw a spare set in. I'm not sure, but they both look like they're the same, but just two bags full of them. They look maybe a bit thick and sort of, I don't know, a little bit blurry looking, I guess, because of the thickness. You get that distorted look through thick plastic. It's got that sort of look to it. So maybe I can polish those up, or I'll put some Future or something over it to clear that up when it's done. But yeah, they look quite nice. Nice riveting detail going on around the cage there, but around the framework. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Fairly straightforward looking kit, but like I say, I have seen this one built up, and it is really nice when it's done. I think this one here, it wins when you do the weathering and the actual painting on the aircraft. I think that's what makes this thing look like a winner when it's done. But yeah, guys, it looks really nice for a box review. It's going to be interesting to see how it builds up. I will let you know when I'm going to build this, guys, and obviously I will do a build up video of it as well. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.